Anytime I record a video for this channel, I always have like a real deep desire, like this thought, I just hope that people get this stuff because, and I've alluded to this in a video that I think is kind of featured on the front page of the front page of this channel, where I kind of talk about my real reason for going into all this stuff. Like, I've seen so many people suffer. I've lost people from preventable illness. And that stuff just really bothered me over the years. But not only that, not even just like the stuff with people who I know, who are close to me, who I've lost or who I've seen suffer, and just kind of realize that their suffering wasn't, they didn't have to be that way. But even also, like, you know, I just really had a strong desire for people to be free physically, you know. But what I perceive is, you know, just because of the way that we grow up in this society, and you know, we eat the standard American diet, the sad diet as they call it, and we're very sedentary. And you know, to me, like, the writing is on the wall. It's like it's very clear why we have such bad health statistics in the United States. I mean, a lot of what, you know, it's like we you know, I allude to all these fast food restaurants on my side of town here. It's one street that you can go down, and it's like excuse me, all the fast food, you know, on that street. And then there used to be like a little, almost like a block, like this one segment of street where you could go to like 1 or 4 different chicken places. And it's just no wonder that we have such suffering here, like physically, from chronic degenerative disease, like preventable illness. And I always, when I record these videos, I'm always like, man, I just hope somebody like really hears this stuff and they don't, you know, like, my videos aren't really snazzy and stuff. You know, I figure one day, you know, I'll probably update and get better cameras and all this kind of stuff. More than anything, I really want to get the message out, like, to really encourage you, you know, to get on your health journey and to do the things that you can do. I was listening to this episode of Diary of a CEO. It's a podcast I listen to sometimes with Stephen Bartlett. And I think it's one of the more recent episodes where he was talking to this Shaolin monk. I can't remember what the guy's name is. But the guy, what did the guy say? Gosh, what did he say? It's like in that instance, it kind of escaped me, but it's kind of along the lines of what I'm talking about here now. So basically he was saying, like, for example, we all know, might as well be honest, there's a whole lot of weird stuff going on in government, politics, you know, worldwide, you know, economy, all this kind of stuff. We all know. It's not the subject of this YouTube channel, but let's just be real. But he said this. He said, if it's something, if he was encouraging people to really be aware of themselves and what's going on inside of them, you know, emotionally and all that kind of good stuff. He's like, he said, if you find yourself troubled by anything that government has done, like recently or whatever, basically he was saying you need to let it go. I can't remember the exact thing that he said, but he was like, you need to be aware that you're letting that stuff bother you and let it go. It's like, why? Because the only things that you and I need to be concerned about are the things that we actually have the ability to control. And there's actually quite a bit that we can control that we often don't even really pay any attention to. Often it's because we just don't know about it. You know, like a lot of this health and fitness stuff, you know, I think about how my grandparents didn't know that hydrogenated vegetable oil that was, you know, made in the early 1900s was just horrible for you. They didn't know that. You know, what else? You know, people didn't know that a lot of these processed foods that came out after the war and stuff were like so bad for you. They thought it was like new technology that was like the future and it's gonna take us to the next level and stuff like that. Didn't know that stuff was so bad, you know. And I'm just grateful to God that we kind of are aware of that kind of stuff now. But the point that I want to make is, you know, I'm always wanting to encourage you and then people like you to get on your journey and just really aim to control the things you can control. Because in our society, we're always so encouraged to, a lot of times we're made so confused about health and fitness. It's been made so complicated. But really the complication comes from the fact, it really comes from this kind of society that we've built. We've built this very convenience-based society. A society where, you know, there's a lot of things that people used to do naturally that were actually good for them that we don't do now. And it's kind of really left us vulnerable to a lot of ailments that really come from you not getting really what you need, your body not being subjected to the proper, you know, environment. And so we've been kind of left vulnerable. And then, you know, so what we're having to do is kind of find our way out of that, you know. But it's so much structure and system built around our convenience-based society that it's hard for us to really kind of, you know, kind of know even what was intuitive back in the day. You know, it's hard for, and it's also kind of hard for us to change because, you know, you think about it. I read something one time that was talking about how we really should be kind of moving every 30 minutes. Imagine that. Imagine that, you know, when you have a job where you're sitting down at least 8 hours, if not more than that, you know. Now, I don't really know where they got that moving every 30 minutes from, but I wouldn't doubt that. It's like, because to me, when you see how inactivity affects the body, like muscles shrink, you know, your cardiorespiratory system becomes less efficient, you know, you start to, your insulin, you start to develop insulin resistance. All of these things, you know, inflammation levels go up. All these things, to me, it's not so much of signs of disease. Well, it is, but the point I'm making is these things are happening because the body is coming out of balance because it's not getting what it needs. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times we think we catch a disease, but more so it's like what your body is just kind of not getting what it needs, so it starts to go out of balance. And some of these situations where your body's out of balance, we kind of put names on them, you know? And so, like, I don't think it's so much of like I said, us catching stuff. It's just that our bodies get out of balance and we just don't know. So anyway, I'm just saying all that to say, when I do this stuff, I don't do it, you know. Now don't get me wrong. Of course, I'm wanting to grow a successful YouTube channel. You know, of course I want to do that. I'm just grateful for those of you who've joined, you know, recent days, weeks, months. I'm grateful for you, and I hope that you continue to get some value out of this channel and that you know, get enough value where you feel like you can share it with other people. But just understand, like, my heart, like, I really want to encourage you to control the things you can control and realize there's a lot you can control. There's a lot that you can control. Society maybe makes us feel sometimes like we can't, but like, because society will make us get real anxious about things that we can't really control. And it'll make us think that you get so caught up in that anxiety that you feel like you can't control anything. And of course, when you feel like that, when you feel disempowered, then, you know, that's a really kind of like, that can produce a really negative state of mind, you know. But there's a lot you can control with your health, you know, with your fitness. There's a lot. And you also don't have to start off doing all these big things. You don't. All you have to do is start, you know, you have to believe and start moving in the right direction. And what I've discovered on my health journey is that you can just kind of add stuff on as you go, add stuff on as you learn, and it's okay. And you'll start to learn what works for you, what doesn't, and but I just want to encourage you, man. I just hope that people get it. I just hope that people really get this and like just start instead of like feeling like it's so complicated. Just start controlling things you can control. Start small, you know, and understand that it's possible. Don't look at anybody else, even myself included. Don't look at people like me and just kind of say like, oh, well, yeah, Sean is a personal trainer. Well, Sean, he has this advantage, that advantage. You can't do that. It's like really, well, you can do it, but all it's going to do is hurt you because you're really kind of putting yourself in a state of unbelief, where you kind of keep on putting things in front of what's actually possible. I'm telling you it's possible. If you just kind of grab onto that, you know, there's no telling what kind of huge changes you could experience in your health if you make that mental shift. So anyway, I guess that's enough, y'all. Have a good one.
As we get older, it becomes increasingly important to maintain and build muscle. Muscle helps you burn fat, stay mobile, and can contribute to longevity. However, many people have no idea how to work out to build muscle. My mini workout series on Patreon provides you with my body weight mini workout video library. These workouts use little to no equipment, which means that you can do them in the privacy of your own home. They start at beginner level and progress from there to ensure you continue to see results. Every workout is a full body workout, hitting chest, back, legs, and glutes, as well as other muscles in between. Become a patron today and receive access to my series of mini workouts, plus access to a digital copy of my book, 8 Weeks to Transform Your Diet and Your Health. By combining the workouts with healthy diet changes, as outlined in my book, you'll definitely be on your way to weight loss, improved health, and visible results. Join me at patreon.com/SeanB2B Fitness today.